There was empires in Africa called Kush, Timbuktu, where every race came to get books. My success to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later, we'll all see who the prophet is.
Okay, this is GKTV. We're over in Edmonton. We're covering Brother DIFLA's 60th Earth Strong. We've had a full packed out room of people. It's been absolutely fantastic in there. The stalls have been doing good. The Qubtic kitchen has been phenomenal. People are going back and forth for the food. It's absolutely been great. We've got Brother Varmah and Hunk. It's been a little while since me and him sat down around the table and worked together. So it's a pleasure to be doing this again.
Most definitely, my brother. Great to be here with everyone. Great to be here at the Angel Community Centre, Raynham Road in Edmonton. As my good brother, the minister, has explained, we are here for Skiffy or DIFLA's 60th Earth Strong. He's not here with us in spirit, he is, but not here physically. And an excellent event put on by his sister, Lezah Anderson. We also are very privileged to be here with our guest that we're going to interview, who is the spiritual leader of the Holy Qubtic Church of the Black Messiah worldwide. We have with us, at last, in London, maybe welcome him along, and we say at last, we'll go there in a little while, the good brother, the Reverend Dr. AJ Varmah, also known as Holy Qubtic Church.
Welcome to the UK. Great being here.
It's great having you, Rev. It really is great having you. And yeah, we're just going to bounce 3 stars. We do here at GKTV, the UK's #1 conscious platform. So, my brother, the minister.
Well, let's just kick it off. Now, you've been over here for
2 weeks today.
Like 2 weeks now.
2 weeks today.
Yeah. Okay, you've been doing the circle. You've been on a lot of the
radio programs,
North London, West London blog sites, and so on and so forth. Do remember, if you want to catch a lot of the events, not only will you find on GKTV, but if you go to Qubtic TV, that's QTV, Qubtic Television, and subscribe, you'll be able to see a lot of the interviews from the point when you came in at Gatwick Airport, where we've been following you from, up until this very day. Anyway, you've been here for 2 weeks now, you're in the country, you've settled down, you're seeing that which you built, being the founder of the Holy Qubtic Church, alongside our Tutar. You're here now, over here, I know you've done Bahamas, you've seen what's been going on over there, what the building, what's going over there. How do you feel to see the manifestation of a thought manifest into what you have going here today?
One of the things, what I always try to make clear to everyone, we want to make very clear, it's just doing our part. It's amazing seeing a thought coming to life, but realizing that the thought is not your own, it moves through you, not from you. So it's amazing when I see brothers like yourself, brother Varmah and just the others, the sisters. I'm looking at the Qubtic kitchen. We were in the Bahamas looking at what they're doing there with the barbershop, the farmland. Trinidad is up and running, Jamaica's up and running. So it's to see that it's becoming a global entity, and it humbles you, because it makes you realize that you must take it serious, you must live it, you must represent it, because if people are taking it serious, if they're taking of their time and their money and their support to believe in what you're putting forth, then you have to live up to the billing. It's like having an artist, and everyone tells you this artist is coming to sing, and you pay whatever it is to see them, 100 pounds to see this artist, and they come out and they do one song and they crack on every note. You'd be very disappointed. So we understand that, and we recognize that. So it causes us to say, look, we have to fit the bill, not just in what we're teaching, but in the presentation and how we're living, and making sure our actions or our adherence to what we're advocating, that they match.
Okay, it's present time. Being here now that you've managed to reach the UK, we often try to explain that things for Africans in the diaspora, they're not too dissimilar to what's taking place in the States or what's taking place in the Caribbean. How do you find Africans in the diaspora at this present time, our current situation, and the response to the Holy Qubtic Church? Because it's very much needed, right?
Well, globally, right? If you go to the Caribbean, if you look in the States, if you look here throughout Europe, London, France, different places where you find Nubian, melanin people, we're all the diaspora. For that matter, many people on the African continent, though they're born and raised there, they're also of the diaspora. Because the word diaspora means diaspora, those who have lost the connection to their spirit, diaspora. And though many of our brothers and sisters, even on the continent, haven't embraced monotheistic teachings from the perspective of Arabs, from the perspective of so-called Europeans, from the perspective of other people, Indians and the like Asians, have become a diaspora in itself. And once we recognize that, then it says to us, people are people. Everywhere we go, people are saying the same thing. We're all under duress. We're all in a situation where we're being attacked. We're all in a situation where we're being killed off. So what we're finding is this Qubtic doctrine, atonism, it has a place within the awakening of our people. It is not the only thing. Okay. It has a place for those who need and are willing and want to embrace it in this manner. There's many other great teachers out here, from Dr. Kaba Kamani, or Booker T. Coleman as he's called by many, to Minister Louis Farrakhan, to Dr. Marimba Anning, to Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, and so many. We can go on with the amount of teachers that are out there trying to do this work in that which their specialty is, and that which they're good at. So we're finding globally something is taking place. We say there's just like they had a Arab Spring some years ago through Facebook. There was an Arab Spring that brought down Libya, right? Wrongfully to us, but brought it down nonetheless, right? This Arab Spring that was used, well, we're now having the African Spring. People are utilizing Facebook, they're utilizing gotKush TV, they're utilizing Qubtic Television, they're utilizing LinkedIn, they're utilizing Snapchat, they're utilizing WhatsApp. We're utilizing the technology that's been made available, and now information is being given in real time. People can see this broadcast in real time. You can upload it on your phone and they can see snips in real time. And when you're dealing with real-time information, it means that we're permeating borders. Where years ago you had to get a visa to go in, you can now go in through Uvu or through Skype or through WhatsApp. So something's taking place globally. And it's a great day. It's a great day. If we utilize it right, it's a great day.
Okay. When traveling across the world, you travel and you lecture, you speak. And I know you'll be traveling on the road, America's a 10 continent compared to England. You're traveling the length and breadth of the country 24/7, doing all the different events and seminars. When you go to Bahamas, you spend time teaching. Now you're coming over here, it's non-stop teaching. When do you do you? And how do you do you?
I don't. That's the funny thing. Doing me, right? Doing me to me is when I'm around my children. I'll be honest with you. They're the driving force as far as what I live for, is to leave them in a better situation than I find myself in, or that I was, raised in. I want better for them, and I want better not only for them, but other children like them. So as far as doing me, it's more of a matter of, I laugh, I joke, and I'll watch a movie or whatever. I normally fall asleep in the movie anyway, but I'll watch a movie and do certain things. But this is what I do. This is what I was bred to do. This is what I was groomed to do. It's what I know, and I'm very happy in it. I was talking to a sister earlier and explaining, I don't want people feeling sorry, like, man, that's such a sad life. No, it's a great life. It's the life I chose. If you choose a life, you cannot complain for the results that life comes with. You follow? So it's a responsibility, and this is doing me, reaching people, teaching people, trying to build something that our children can benefit off of, opening up businesses, watching farmland. It's amazing. That is the joy when you see, people purchase land and we start growing our own food, and you see the crops and you see the animals, the chickens and the eggs. That's that Garvey spirit. That's that Elijah Muhammad spirit. That's that Noble Drew Ali spirit. That's the spirit of, that Madiba spirit. And we can only hope that when our days are all said and done, and we've, gotten old,
This ain't gonna get no grayer.
Well, now mine will, right? Right. But when that's all said and done, we would have hoped that we would have left this generation coming up behind us in a better situation than what we find ourselves in.
There was empires in Africa called Kush, Timbuktu, where every race.
Here at GKTV, we call ourselves the #1 conscious platform, and you being one of the most prominent authors. How many books is it now? 50 something?
About 50 somewhat. I stopped counting. I'll be honest with you.
That's right.
You just write, put them out, let the people.
And having been privileged to read The Message of the Messiah to the World, I found it a great book and very inspirational. You kind of explained about consciousness and subconsciousness. Could you kind of elaborate on that for our listeners out there when we're talking about consciousness, what it actually is, and also as well in regards to the message of the Messiah to the world, what you was trying to get across to us about the subconsciousness, because I think it's really relevant to anyone who may catch this.
Well, what we're saying to people is consciousness. There's a great conscious community. Various organizations, various teachers, writers, speakers, lecturers, presenters. But in our consciousness, we must recognize or realize or investigate that this word consciousness, it implies awareness. Awareness to do that which is beneficial for the whole and not necessarily for the individual. So many people embrace conscious doctrine, but they're embracing it almost from a selfish perspective. What can it do for me? Can it make me rich? Can it make me popular? Can it make me feed my ego how great we are? But we have to embrace consciousness from the standpoint of an awareness that says, now that I've embraced it, what can I do with it, through it, and for it? You follow? How can I utilize it to help empower more people? That's with it. Through it, what can I allow it to do through me towards the building of greatness? Whether I'm an engineer, doctor, lawyer, writer, physician, builder, presenter, whatever I am. You follow? And for it, what is the bigger goal? Is it just the moment? If it's only about the moment, then we're only going to do something for today. If it's about this moment when you and I are no longer, except through our children and their children, that's what we have to live for, because that's what all great empires or all great nations or all great spiritual teachings is founded on. The spiritual teachings, the sacred records or Bibles or Qurans or Vedas or Upanishads, it surpasses, it outlives the individual. Buddha's gone, but the writings of Buddha still exist, the teachings. You follow? If there's a Jesus, as they call him, he's gone, but the teachings of Jesus through the Bible still exist. If there's a Muhammad, as they call him, he's gone, but the Muhammad teachings in the Quran still exist.
And you find that in music as well.
And you find out in Bob Marley's gone, but Bob Marley's more influential today than he was when he was alive. He's more known now than he was when he was alive. So the works you have to build something that will outlast you. And the only way to do that is to make sure the foundation is strong. So as far as when we're traveling and when we're teaching people and when we're reaching people, we're saying to people, realize you are a part of something that's greater than the individual. Each one of us has a part to play. gotKush TV, Qubtic television, it transcends me as an individual. Because it's a medium that's allowed. I can't enter everyone's home.
That's true.
But this medium, this television, this internet, it transcends. It goes into a person's home. Most people wouldn't let a stranger in their house.
That's right.
But we'll let the television, we'll let the internet, we'll let the smartphones, the Androids, the Apples, we'll let information or people or opinions. So if we understand that and we utilize this medium, then we transcend land, borders, visas, passports, all those things, and we're watching this African spring, and we're going to make that term catch. There's an African spring, there's an awareness. We of the diaspora globally must re-embrace our spiritus, our spora, that which spawned us, our spirit, that which gave life to us. And that's what this African spring, that's what atonism is advocating. That's what this Qubtic, this Qubtic Church is advocating an awakening in each and every one of us that allows us to know we are a part, an intricate part to the greater puzzle. Even the regular person who goes to work every single day, they have an intricate part to play too. Because without that labor force, we fall. We can't make it.
I pose this to you, Rev. There's many of our people who may be afraid of that consciousness, that kind of awakening.
Here's reality with fear. You can only fear but so long. When your back gets against the wall, you're gonna fight. Fear only works if you feel there's an option to run. But when you get to the point and there's nowhere to run, you push back. Nubians globally, we're being pushed into a corner. When we get far enough into that corner and we realize we can't run, we'll fight. And that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of the reality that they're seeing globally and awakening because they've pushed us through police brutality and misinformation and wrong cinematography, having Europeans playing black roles. They know they've put us in a position where globally our people are upset. Our people are angry. Our people are at a point where they're saying, enough. And that's what he fears. He wouldn't spend so much time and money. He has all the marbles, right? He controls the game. He owns the monopoly board. So what is he afraid of? He's afraid because he sees this awakening. The genie's out of the bottle. And we're not talking about revolution, grab some sticks and go burn things. We're talking the same revolution Japan had to do after she lost the war, but yet still sits on the G8. We're talking the same revolution that China, who was in the Forbidden City, after they pushed the Opium Wars and pushed Britain out, how did they do it? We're talking that type of revolution, a revolution that says we will empower self and we will not break. We will bend with the times, we'll adjust, we'll sidestep, we'll step and slide, as they say in flow, but nothing will break us to the point of ever allowing ourselves to be willingly put in this situation again. Those days are over. And that stands on a religious level, economic level, whatever level. We're not asking people, just because I don't hate you doesn't mean I have to love you. We don't hate anyone, but that doesn't mean I have to love you. I'm not trying to make you feel comfortable. I want you uncomfortable. You follow? Because you've made us uncomfortable. It's good when you're uncomfortable. Because when you're uncomfortable, that means you're off key. And if you're off key, I got a chance of pushing you over. And that's the way we have to start thinking. For those who can embrace it this way.
Okay. Look, you've got a couple of events whilst you're over here, or more than a couple of events. You've got two main events we're doing. You've got the library tours that you're doing. You've got a spiritual event, what you're doing, as well as sitting down with members of the committee of the Holy Qubtic Church. So you're going to be constantly teaching. Obviously, this is a catalyst for the Holy Qubtic Church to keep moving forward and keep those events coming forward. We've already lined up other ideas for events which are going to start rolling straight after, so we're going to keep that movement going. So you're kind of here like that catalyst just to help get that ball, or give it that extra boost and push. We've got these two events we've got here. We've got African culture, birth, European civilizations,
and we've got
G-Nisis.
Yeah, G-Nisis, the rise of the divine female, which is next week over there at the West Screen Road, Parkview Academy, West Screen Road, right?
Yep, and then you've got this one, African culture, birth, European civilizations. That's Saturday, 14th of November 2015, from the hours of 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. down there at the Platinus College. GKTV been regular down at that spot, covered many different elements over there. But you've got these events coming up. Are you looking forward to addressing the large crowds that have been there?
Well, we're looking forward just to addressing people who want to learn, who want to know more, and more than just want to know more, but want to take what they will be exposed to research it further and then implement it. You follow? If 1,000 people show up and we can get 50 people to join in implementing it globally, then the job's been done. You follow? And that's what we're excited about. We're excited about getting people to implement Rel Salwet. Control of our religion, our true religious identity, our economics, our labor, our sex and gender, our education, our law, our security, war security, our entertainment, and our politics. Like Professor Neely Fuller, who was introduced to us by way of Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. So these are the things that we're pushing for. Our goal is when those people come out to these different events that you all have arranged, because you all are the catalysts. People always say, you're the catalyst. No, I'm not the catalyst. You all who've been doing the foot labor, the hard work, the shows every Monday and every Sunday and every Saturday and propagating on the streets, that's the catalyst. I'm just the person coming in to say, okay, now that you all have been gathered by these brothers and sisters who've been pushing so hard here throughout London or in the Caribbean or in Africa or throughout the United States, now that you let me be as that artist, let me deliver the message that the ancestors have allowed to flow through me, in hopes that now it will then motivate even more people. So by the time we come back, let's say this time next year, we should have 10 times as many people involved in this global awakening, and we should be able to open up businesses like our Eternal Life stores and things of that nature.
Well, we have here with the G-Nisis or the Genesis book. One of the things we find whenever we're going out there and we're talking about you as an author and your books, etc., people always say, where can I get it on Amazon, or where can I get that on some commercial site or outlet? Yeah.
Well, so here's what we tell people: we could put it on Amazon, but we don't. If you're teaching people self-empowerment, then we should put it on Holy Qubtic Church.org. We should put it on JourneyHomeGroup.org. We should put it on gotKush TV. We should put it on things on our platforms, because no one's going to promote your stuff more than you. The music industry showed that. Most of the artists that are doing well are artists who came in and they pushed their own label. They sold music out of the trunks of their cars. They had an entrepreneurial spirit. Regardless of what they're rapping or singing about, they had the idea of, I don't gotta wait on a major. I don't have to wait on a record label to distribute my stuff. I'm gonna hustle. I'm gonna get 10 guys, we're gonna put some CDs or DVDs or whatever it is in the trunk of our car, and we're gonna go to 10 different areas every day, and we're gonna make this a gold or a platinum or a silver, whatever it is, single. So we have to have that same idea in everything we're doing. As we're sitting here doing this interview or talking with you brothers, we're looking at Qubtic Kitchen. Qubtic Kitchen was an idea. And we're watching sisters and brothers that have taken that idea of bringing in or feeding the mind and the body and the soul, and they're taking it to a level that globally, as this Qubtic Kitchen is here, it's also in the Bahamas, and Trinidad's going to have theirs, and in the United States we'll probably have about 20 of them, and before you know it, you are the real McDonald's, meaning you're the McDonald's supplying healthy food, healthier food, but you're giving people a choice. Those who eat the fish or the chicken, they'll have a choice. Those who eat the vegetarian dishes, they'll have a choice. But it will be prepared with them in mind and their health in mind long term. That's the beauty of what we're doing. And so when they see the books, we just tell them, look, we have to control our own avenue. You cannot trust Amazon. They'll put your stuff there, but they'll make sure it ain't sold. And that's what happens. We don't trust anyone to do that which we ought to do.
There was empires in Africa called Kush, Timbuktu.
Where can we find
You can go on the holyqubticchurch.org, correct? And you can also go on Journey Home Group, journeyhomegroup.com. You can also go on Facebook. I mean, there's a bunch of different people on Facebook. You can go on Facebook, the Holy Qubtic Church Bahamas, the Holy Qubtic Church in America, the Holy Qubtic Church London, the Holy Qubtic Church Trinidad. There's so many mediums. If you contact us at Journey Home Group at AOL.com, we can give you everybody's phone numbers depending on where you are. And this thing is mushrooming, it's growing. By this time next year, we'll have a branch in Angola. We have brothers living in Tanzania that are advocating this. There's sisters and brothers in Kenya that are advocating this. It's outgrown the individual, and that's why we say it's bigger than me, much bigger than me.
Okay, with that, we just interviewed the Reverend AJ Varmah. We're not going to keep it too much. This was only really supposed to be a sneak peek interview, just to highlight the events. But once we start flowing, we start flowing. That's what it's been a pleasure. GKTV. But we've got a lot more events coming up over the next few months. We have a lot more interviews with the Reverend AJ Varmah at the spots at these events. So make sure you make your way down to the events to get involved. Maybe we could try something different down there where, like Jeremy Corbyn is doing his thing now, where he takes questions from the public on TV. We maybe have some questions from the public to GKTV to ask questions right while we're having interviews. That may be something.
We use that on our radio program. It worked very, very well, where the audience was giving us questions from last week, and the Rev came on to Supreme Radio on the Minister's show and on my show, and has been doing an excellent job. So as the Rev has said, this is really all about you all out here, and we're just happy to be of service.
Well, big ups and respect to GKTV and Holy Qubtic Television as well.
Do remember, do try to subscribe to QBT. What am I saying? QBT.
QBTV.
QTV, Qubtic Television. Do try and subscribe. We're trying to get people to subscribe so we can get that message out there. Do remember, keep it locked to GKTV. We've got a lot more things. And do look out. You're going to start seeing it soon. HMP TV working in conjunction with these as we start creating major programming to start waking up our people using different forms of media, documentaries, the movies, the TV shows, a whole lot's going to be coming. Make sure you keep it locked to GKTV. I'm the Minister, Reverend AJ Varmah.
Pleasure being here. Make sure you share the footage, get it out there. As the Rev says, we got to make this happen, and it's happening.
Share. Don't just like. Share. Hit that share button.
Get it around.
Namaste.
Peace.
There was empires in Africa called Kush, Timbuktu, where every race came to get books. My success to you, even if you wish me the opposite.